Good evening. An AQI of 30 is considered safe. In Delhi, it touched 418 yesterday morning before the bursting of firecrackers. I repeat, in Delhi, it touched 418 yesterday morning before the bursting of firecrackers. Now, any rational mind would agree that that could not have been because of Diwali. Look, the fact is stubble burning in the north is continuing unabated, and now UP and MP have joined in the fun. In addition to the traditional culprits Punjab and Haryana, 1,000 farm fires thus far, and the stubble burning season has just begun. UP is 452, Punjab 208, MP 187, Haryana 30. And these are official figures. Unofficials are way more. Remember, last year it was confirmed that Punjab farmers had actually learned to evade NASA satellites that detected farm fires. The only way stubble burning will be banned if we call it Parali Dahan, a sacred Hindu festival mentioned in the Atharva Ved celebrating Lord Vishnu burning down demon king Paralisura to rescue enslaved Maruts and storming King Rudra. Only then will it be banned. Nothing phases these politicians, not even the Supreme Court. Remember in 2020, Supreme Court ordered, and I quote, "Stop stubble burning immediately, or your entire administration and police will be held culpable even if one instance of stubble burning occurs in future," unquote. And what happened the very next day? Punjab recorded 6,700 farm fires, Haryana 364. Let me give you some perspective. One, during the stubble burning month, an area of 17,900 square kilometers or 12 times the size of Delhi is continuously on fire right next to Delhi for a month. 35 million tons of stubble is burned. Some say it's 25 to 30, but 35 million tons. Two, we are outraging only because Delhi is affected. 98 million tons of stubble is burnt every year all over India, all year round. UP 22%, Punjab 21%, Haryana 9%, AP 5%, West Bengal 5%, 3. Burning 98 million tons of stubble releases 149 million tons of carbon dioxide. That is 55% of the CO2 emissions that comes from all Indian transport combined. Number 4. The financial burden of treating respiratory diseases and accounting for man hours lost is 150 times more than the cost of the machines needed for stubble extraction. But if our politicians thought like this, we'd be a developed country. 5. All that is required to stop stubble burning is buying 30,000 Happy Cedar machines. Cost $70 million odd. That's it. Taxpayer money spent just on ads in the last 5 years by the center and by the governments of Delhi, Haryana and Punjab, $1,300 million. 6. A year ago, the state decided not to prosecute the farmers who burned stubble. That's why I say we became a banana republic the moment we became a republic. Proof of the pudding was Delhi government recently bringing in odd even as a solution, the previous Delhi government. It is the classic needle in a haystack pursuit. Car pollution, the needle, is a minuscule contributor to the overall pollution PM 2.5 levels of Delhi. An extensive IIT Kanpur study on pollution that was accepted by DPCC and actually formed the basis of GRAP, as well as the latest DSS data, says vehicles contribute just 20% to Delhi pollution, and of them cars half that. Which means the odd even scheme was giving 95% of the causative agents of Delhi pollution untouched, even if it managed to reduce the 10% car pollution figure to 5. The contribution of stubble burning, literally the haystack, to Delhi's pollution is as high as 40 to 50% at peak month. And yet, Delhi implemented odd even because it felt reducing Delhi's pollution levels by 5% was worth all the hardship to the common man. This is the problem in this country, and we never learn. And even here, the government was wrong. In a tightly controlled experimental setting, reducing car numbers by half would reduce the pollution caused by cars to half as well. From 10% to 5%, sure. But a city is not a desiccator or a controlled setting. In fact, the pollution levels increased during previous odd even schemes. They could so easily have decreased as well because weather patterns and wind-blown sources dictate as much as 21.5% of Delhi's pollution level. This should have been obvious to anyone. For example, no one is burning paddy fields in Delhi, and yet Delhi's pollution levels have gone through the roof. Why? because an area 12 times the size of Delhi is on fire. Imagine 12 Delhis on fire for a whole month, and we are trying to reduce Delhi's pollution levels by 5%. That is insane. And only in India can I say all pillars of our democracy, legislature, executive, judiciary, and the media step aside and watch as firecrackers are banned on Diwali, but 35 million tons of stubble is happily burned during the same month. Only in India can thousands of trees can be cut during Christmas, or fireworks allowed during New Year celebrations, or when Kejriwal comes out on bail. Because apparently only Diwali is increasing the carbon footprint and contributing to pollution. The rest are purifying the environment. But away from the hypocrisy of it all, this is an issue that needs to be addressed scientifically. Why are firecrackers allowed to be burst in the open at all? Number one, science proves that pollution caused by firecrackers is shockingly harmful. I've been saying this for the last 10 years. What results from a fireworks celebration are toxic materials like arsenic, mercury, cadmium, unreacted sulfur, lead, chromium, besides ozone, a greenhouse gas, and perchlorate that can severely affect the functioning of thyroid. I've said this before and I repeat it. Firecrackers are immensely harmful, and like the stubble burning farmers, you have no right to expose others to harm. Number two, common sense tells you that if millions of people burst firecrackers in a limited period of time, it will produce harmful gases. Why do you want to savor joy at the cost of others? You want to burst firecrackers? Go right ahead, provided you are by your own, inside your own house, behind your closed doors, away from your near and dear ones. So light up a cigarette, PM 2.5, 139 mcg per meter cube, or a fuljhadi, PM 2.5, 10,390 mcg per meter cube, or a snake, PM 2.5, 64,500 mcg per meter cube, or a hazar ki ladi, PM 2.5, 38,540 mcg per meter cube, or a chakri, PM 2.5, 9,490 mcg per meter cube inside your closed house. You want to call this a celebration? Fair enough. It's your right, your money, your life. But don't celebrate at the cost of others. When will we learn from science that it tells us? When will we do a cost-benefit analysis of our religious and cultural practices? Pure luck that the ozone layer depleting chlorofluorocarbons aren't considered Holy Communion, or they would never have been banned. We probably would have rationalized the resulting spate of skin cancers as a just punishment from God for our sins. And as for those who say, "Arey, grin and bear this firecracker pollution on Diwali. It's only for a day." So what if you have asthma? Well, doesn't stubble burning last only for a month? Why then the need to ban it? Suffer for that month and forget about it afterwards. Enjoy for the rest of the year pollution that is free from this stubble burning component. Think of the poor farmers who cannot afford other means to make their farmland cultivable again, and for whom their land is their religion. But you don't, do you? You don't. You want stubble burning banned. Look, the rights of an individual to ruin or run his life are sacrosanct, but they cannot infringe on the rights of another individual. That is not on. The singular purpose of a rational, kind, intelligent, conscientious society is to make sure of this. Anything else, and it is social Darwinism.